honest review of the situation. The shitty situation we are in today is due to the mismanagement of the PAP. They messed up on the masks. They were slow to react and even said that it is not as bad as SARS. Then, they screwed up on the worker dormitories. It was one mistake after another. We cannot continue to allow the PAP to run our country down. We are talking about livelihoods at stake. We are talking about businesses affected and industries disrupted. Too much has been overlooked. The PAP has completely embarrassed our country. I used to feel proud of being a Singaporean, but now I feel ashamed of my government. My red passport has lost its luster and some of its value. We have been very tolerant of the PAP. We want to live our lives in peace, thinking that perhaps they knew better. Perhaps, since they were so eager to remain in power to the extent of amending the Constitution, we thought that we could just let things be. However, the current crisis has blown apart the notion that they are a competent government. Our lives and futures are at risk if we continue to allow the PAP to continue to run the country. Too often, the PAP has taken other people's ideas and not given them credit, labeling it as their own. Too often, they have failed to listen to the people and to do the right thing. Too often, they have let us Singaporeans down, time and time again. We cannot continue to turn a blind eye to the misdeeds and miscalculations of the PAP. People are dying and suffering for crying out loud. I am tired of giving the PAP chance after chance, only to be let down by them again and again. Enough is enough. It's time to let someone more capable take over. Leung might be a good mathematician, but he is far, far away from being a good leader. Since 2004, Singapore has been on the decline. Every day, our country is slowly but surely eroding away. We need to put a stop to this. We need to show the PAP that the people's lives matter, and that they will not continue to exploit our lives and livelihoods for their personal profit. Let's face it, the PAP has failed Singaporeans. They have focused all their energies on attacking Singaporeans, taxing them, manipulating them, spying on them, instead of doing their jobs. We do not have to continue to subject ourselves to this abuse. We do not have to allow them to continue to use the system to make our lives a living hell. This is not the kind of Singapore that we want. We are not animals to be herded, we are human beings to be respected and to be built up. There is no reason why we have to continue to be taken advantage of by the PAP. We have a right to say no, we deserve better than this. Much better. We do not need to be lied to. We are not stupid. The fact of the matter is that the PAP is not competent enough to run the nation. They have overstated their capabilities. They have given us promises that they have not been able to keep. They are playing a fool with our lives, our money. In the end, it is the taxpayer who pays the cost of their wrong decision-making. Their arrogance and failure to understand the feelings and needs of the man on the ground makes them unqualified to be leaders. Frankly, they have no idea what they are doing. They are like the Pied Piper leading us to be drowned. Guys, please wake up. We can talk and discuss until the cows come home, and still nothing would have changed. We just need to come to the realization that the PAP is simply no longer the best or even the right team to be leading Singapore any longer. Times have changed. We need a new leadership. We don't need to elect paper generals like Tan Chuan Jin, who has a very bad sense of humor, by the way. We don't need to elect SPOs like Melvin Young. We need people to truly understand what is going on and what needs to be done. Who can see clearly where we are now and where we need to go. Just because of a few people's greed, so many people have to suffer? Are we living in Stalin or Hitler's times? Guys, the situation is really very serious, and we cannot afford to play a fool with our future any longer. They have made too many wrong decisions with our lives and did too many wrong things. We have been trying our best to make things work, but alas, they have fallen short. I hope that moving forward, we can see things for the way that they really are, and to stop believing in illusions, make-believe and hallucinations created by vindictive and selfish people such as the PAP. I have reliable intel that the PAP has sent spies and moles to sabotage opposition parties such as the PSP, SDP, WP and PV. What kind of party resorts to such underhand and unethical methods to sabotage their opponents? The PAP of today should not wear white, they should wear black, for they are not longer clean and honorable. At this rate, it would be Singapore's funeral if we continue to allow this bunch of clowns and cronies to run the show. I don't mince my words when I say this. It really is not something to joke about. Singapore is worth fighting for. This is our home, our homeland. It is where our memories and families are. We cannot continue on our present path, we need to change direction. Right now, Singapore is like the Titanic headed for the iceberg. We are screaming to you to change course, please heed our advice for the good of everyone. Your current system is unworkable. It is unfair, it reeks of nepotism and bias. It spits in the face of meritocracy and democracy. Things cannot go on like this for much longer. We need to work hard to convince the stubborn Singaporeans to do the right thing and to vote the useless PAP out. I have always tried to be fair and impartial. But seriously, this time the PAP has screwed up big time. They put our entire economy and country at risk. They continue to suppress information and force their shit times propaganda down our throats. They continue on with the erroneous ways instead of changing for the better. What kind of example are they setting for our children? That you have to be LKY's grandson in order to be Prime Minister? That people like Goh Chok Tong and Heng Swee Kat are nothing more than seat warmers for the next person in the Lee dynasty? People. The shit has hit the proverbial fan. When I write about the country, it is because of my genuine concern about where we are headed. I have no malicious intent. I don't want to see people violently overthrow the PAP. But I want change. Positive change. After 55 years, we cannot allow this country to be destroyed because of the incompetence of a few. We have many capable Singaporeans around, we just need to give them a chance and to stop overshadowing them with teachers' pets like Chan Chun Sing who really don't have much substance. Why must we continue to live in denial and be led by fools? You and I know that the PAP has done a bad job. Why are we continuing to harbor them and let them ruin our lives? Why are we so blindly loyal to the legacy of LKY that we would allow them to install puppets in key positions? People. I hope you understand the gravity and seriousness of the situation as much as I do. This is not a laughing matter, this is not something to joke about. The PAP really needs to go. Not to remain in Parliament and mess up the plans of people who sincerely want to do good for the country. We are supposed to be living in a democracy, not a monarchy. We should create an environment for Singaporeans to thrive and to grow. We need to take our country back. Everyone has a part to play in this. Please don't say that politics has nothing to do with you, or that you are not interested in it. Things have become so warped and illogical here that many Singaporeans have seriously considered forfeiting their citizenship and moving to greener pastures. Such Singaporeans aren't quitters. They are people who wish to protect their sanity and prosperity from a government that has lost the plot and lost control. There is nothing more that I can say to convince you. All the facts are laid out in front of you. You have a choice between success and failure. Their stupid and ineffective campaigns cannot help us. PAP is incompetent, get rid of them, end of story. Saraphine Ang.